Over this past weekend, there was a rumor circulating about Stadia shutting down, and I wanted to talk about it in length in this video due to just how ridiculous the whole situation was, so let's get to it. All of it started with a random user's Facebook post within a Stadia community page over on Facebook, which claimed that they knew somebody who worked at Google. Long story short, it was a friend of theirs who happened to be working as a regional manager at Google and talked about going to an employee retail seminar in California. Apparently what was discussed was their exit plan for Stadia, which is said to be ending by the end of summer. And that's all you really need to know about this post. There are a few more details on how they planned on their exit strategy playing out, but it's not very important considering just how credible the source is. Or at least it shouldn't be. This is the very old rumor of my uncle works at Nintendo, or my dad's best friend's brother works at Sony. And there's no way anyone would take this seriously, right? Wrong. And that's all because of this one tweet by @KilledByGoogle. And look, before I begin, I want to make it very clear. I don't have any issue with the user behind this account, and I don't blame them for causing this mess, simply because they're a parody account of sorts. They have a clear bias, it's in their name. They're doing what they do best, and it's a very pointless back and forth trying to argue with them otherwise, because that's their whole shtick. Not to mention, when they initially shared this post, they made it very clear. So can we trust random Facebook user number 33049230049? So you see, the real issue here isn't that @KilledByGoogle decided to share this post. That's expected of them. What the problem is that quote unquote serious journalistic news sites decided to run with the story and use @KilledByGoogle as the source, with many sites claiming that @KilledByGoogle received the message directly or simply not sharing where it originated from. And I choose to believe that was purposefully done because I don't want to believe that this many journalists and writers of articles decided to report on something without reading the subtweets to the source they were citing. Regardless, as you can imagine, news articles popping out about this left and right led to a bunch of people talking about Stadia shutting down. Those articles then led to various YouTube videos, various forum threads, various checkmark Twitter users spreading the rumor even further. Because who doesn't love a good I told you so moment? Something that many users have been waiting to celebrate is Stadia's death that people have been predicting since it launched. And look, I'm not here to defend that position. You want to celebrate the death of a platform, go for it. You want Stadia to succeed or fail, go for it. But what really irks me about all this is just that we're using a random Facebook user's post as news. Better yet, it's coming from a user named Donnie Jep. This entire situation is just hilarious to me because it wouldn't have been entertained anywhere else. Be it if this was a shutdown or buyout from Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, or something more believable like a video game getting leaked, nobody would have believed a Facebook post. There wouldn't be dozens of articles purely based on a text post, there would only be a bunch of fanboys using it as ammunition for their fake console wars. Ultimately, this all led to Google Stadia making a Twitter reply to someone who was asking whether or not they were closing down soon, simply saying Stadia is not shutting down. Rest assured, we're always working on bringing more great games to the platform and Stadia Pro. Let us know if you have any other questions. For some, that statement isn't enough, and you know what, to each their own. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. For myself, I'd rather take Google's word every day of the week over Donnie Jep's. As reliable as these articles may make him out to be, I don't believe he's real. Crazy, I know. But even looking past that, I believe this rumor could have been shut down with just a quick few Google searches. The post states that it would all happen by the end of summer. Not saying a specific date, but simply by the end of summer. That's what, September 22nd? Well, we just got announced FIFA 23 and that comes out September 30th. It's the first major release for fall, and it is coming to Stadia day one. And additionally, we also know that Resident Evil Reverse releases in October, Skull and Bones in November, and there are some games lined up for 2023. Kind of a weird thing that Google is paying all these developers to bring these games over way past the date that they plan on shutting everything down, no? Or maybe they're not paying them, which would also be a bit of a surprise considering that many news articles have also been written about just how much Google is spending money to bring games over. But that would imply that Stadia's user base is big enough for these developers to want to bring their games on their own, which would mean it's somewhat successful, no? But that doesn't really add up with the rest of the story, does it? What I'm trying to get at here is that these are not news stories, they are rumors. And while rumors are fun to talk about, and I do so myself on this very channel, That doesn't mean you should take every single rumor that pops up on the internet on a random website as the truth. Even more than that, don't use it as the backbone of your stance or further proof of your opinion on a platform or service. In this case, it's a post that can be easily disputed by just showcasing release dates for games leading into 2023, or that Google's just officially announced that Stadia is coming to Mexico. There's the various hires and positions still ongoing each and every day for Stadia as well. And lastly, the official Twitter account denying the rumor itself. All of that is much more concrete than Donnie Jep's statement. I just want to end this off by also highlighting this tweet because I thought it was a fantastic response. Just a heads up, old coworker of mine is now one of the social managers for Google. They had a pretty large seminar in California this past weekend, and long story short, you can now play Wavetail at no additional cost on Stadia Pro until August 1st. A great joke for a joke of a rumor. Either way, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Just a heads up to those who subscribe, you may see a bit of a mixed upload schedule because I do have family visiting and I'm enjoying my time with them over the next 2 weeks, so I'll try and upload videos where I can, but please excuse me if I don't. But aside from that, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. This has been The Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.